wanted to kind of go over a few things that it relates to the next project that we're doing. We're going to be producing a notepad project, a two-color offset printed notepad that's going to be bound by glue or coil binding. There's a couple of things inside of InDesign I kind of wanted to show you. I'm setting up my page sizes. You'll see all this in the specs that I'm providing inside of Moodle. But once we set the page up, what I really want to focus on this little tidbit here is the swatches panel. Because what we're trying to set up is a two spot color document that could be printed through the offset method where you need separate plates for each color. So it's very important that you understand what's going on in the swatches panel. If you don't see the swatches panel, if you look under color, under window, color, pull up your swatches to make sure you see what you're viewing here on screen. By default, InDesign gives you a bunch of colors already in your list. The ones in brackets you cannot delete, but the rest of these colors, just to kind of talk a little bit about these are all what we refer to as process colors. So process colors are builds of colors made from cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, which are the primary colors used in the printing industry. So if you think, when you hear process, your document, if you use a process color, any one of these, now you converted turned your document into a four-color project or a four-color job, and that increases expense and is not what we're trying to do and trying to set up for this project. So you can also notice a little icon over here on the right side is a little gray box, and that is a visual indicator to know that those are what we refer to as process colors. So we don't want to use process colors, and we can convert any of these colors into what we refer to as a spot color. A spot color is a pre-mixed color, and there's some lecture material I posted inside of Moodle for you to go back and read. But just for demonstration purposes, you can see that in the name of these colors, you see it says C, M, Y, K. That's cyan, magenta, yellow, black. Black is always indicated, indicated by the letter K in the industry. So when you see K, you see black. But anyway, what we want to do is I want you to delete these colors, and you can select each of these and hit the trash can menu down here in the bottom right. You can hold shift and select all of them at the same time and delete them that way if you want to. So now that we don't have any color in here, that's part of the project is I want you to learn how to specify a spot color. So the two colors that we're going to be using are black and any spot color that you choose. So we're going to come over to the little pop-up menu and choose new color swatch. And here where it says color type, that's where you need to change that to spot. That is real important. And as far as how you build that color, you can build it using any mode you want. There are color books in here, swatch books that you can choose from. You can build it out of CMYK. I know that's kind of counterintuitive to what we're talking about, but it's just a base color. You can create any color you want by dragging these sliders and do anything you want with that. And then just naming it up here where it says name. I'm going to call this my, let's see, what kind of color do I want to come up with? We'll just do something in here that's kind of in the red area. So I'm going to call that my red. It doesn't really matter what you call it. And then when I choose add over here, you can see it that'll pop up in my swatches panel. And if you'll notice, the little icon here is a square with a circle in it. That's to indicate to you that that is a spot color, and that's what we want. So if you get the color added, you can hit done. You can always go back and re-edit that. And again, the color that you're seeing on screen is just a simulation. Whatever color you happen to use or spot color you choose, that has to be loaded onto the printing press so that you get that color when it's printed. I mean so this is just, again, for you to show your client or for you to select a color, and you can edit these colors. Maybe you want a brighter red or whatever. You can back out of here and change any of this you want. And if you've applied it already in your document, it will it will automatically update for you. So you're going to build your notepad project just like you would, like you did on your business card. You're going to use the tools inside of InDesign. We can't have any imported graphics at this point. I want you to get used to drawing everything inside of InDesign. The other thing that I wanted to show you, a lot of times on a notepad you might want to have like notebook paper lines to write on. So if I drag my line tool over here, and on this project we got to have bleeds, and I don't have my bleeds indicated, so I can kind of show you that real quick. Let me get out of this for a second. I clicked on the wrong thing. If I come back over to my document setup and add my bleed margin of about 1/8 of an inch is what I want. That's enough bleed for most people. You can see I get my little red line here. So back to the notebook paper lines, if I wanted to draw lines, once I set up my line and set up the properties, let's say I want it to be in black, and maybe I want it to be tinted back, I can, with that line selected, meaning I want it to be kind of a gray, I can back that off, so now we've got a gray line up here. Well, what if I wanted that repeated on down the line? InDesign has some tools that allow you to quickly copy and paste these lines at a certain amount of space down the page, and it's underneath Edit, and it's called Step and Repeat. So if I pull Step and Repeat over here, I can tell it how many of these I want it to duplicate. I don't want a grid in this case. I just want a certain number of them down the line. If I'm planning to write on it, not type on it, I generally want about anywhere from 3/8 to 1/4 inch, somewhere in between, and you can preview that and see how far down. If you notice, it pasted mine over here to the right because I have my horizontal set. I don't really want it to be horizontally moving to the right or not. So I've got my horizontal set on 0, my vertical set on about 3/8 of an inch, and I can preview this and kind of see how it's going to step it down the page. And if that's what I want, I hit OK, and then I've kind of done that, and they're all equally spaced. What I don't want you to do is trying to manually, and these are all selectable, of course, I don't want you to try to manually position these because you're working too hard. We want to work smarter, not harder, of course. Other elements, if I just, based on whatever my rough sketch is, whatever I happen to do, if I wanted to draw something with the pen tool, and let's say I want it filled with my red color, I don't want any stroke color, I'm going to get my pen tool, I'm going to come out here to the to my bleed area, and let's say I draw some kind of geometric shape like this with my pen tool. If I can get back on this, what happened here? There we go. Close that up, flip that, so now that's filled. Again, with the pen tool, what's so great is you can edit this, you can do anything you want with it. I'm going to edit mine, I'm going to have something that looks like that. Kind of quickly come down here and preview if I want to kind of see what my document's going to look like. I've lost a bar somewhere in there, but anyway, I've got something like that. You can add whatever you want, add type, other elements. Certainly when you go to save this, you'll be able to go back and edit and do whatever you want with it. One other thing I want to show you in here is related to this project is we're going to be outputting separations. So we'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later, but you can come under Output and look at your separations panel. If mine will pull up over here, look something like this, and allows you to view whether or not you built your file correctly, because what we want is we really just want two colors. We want black and red in this case. And so if I turn off black, and it's going to show you, anytime it shows separations, it shows everything in all black. So it's showing you that this is the red separation. It's going to be just this element. The black separation is just going to be these lines. I can look at them combined. That's what I'm going to be checking when I'm previewing and grading your file. But you're going to start out like you always did, do the thumbnail sketches, do the rough sketch, and then you're going to build the document inside of InDesign according to the specs. And we'll have more things posted along the way because we're going to do this one in stages as well. So look at the project handout in Moodle. And if you have any questions, certainly feel free to reach out to me, and we'll see you on the next video.